my video today. Hope you're doing well. Man, I was just floored by this band. I just can't get enough of them. I've been listening to their albums. I've been checking out any of their acoustic stuff or the live stuff I can see on YouTube. They're just extremely talented and amazing. This is my take on I'll Be Okay. Forgive me if I get some of the chord names wrong, or this is my first attempt and I'm not an expert. So the first thing with this song, the guitar is in standard tuning, however everything is dropped a full step down, and I'm going to break the song up into 4 main parts. Kind of the intro, the verse, the chorus, and the bridge. So this will be the first part, the intro. Alright, so basically I'm playing the same thing on the high, over and over on the high E. I'm going to use my pinky on the high E, on the 4th fret, and basically I'm just on that high E going 4th fret, open, 2nd fret. I'm using my pinky and then open and then my pointer finger on the 2nd fret. So if you look how I'm playing it here, I'm using my middle finger to pull up on the string for each one of those. So the second part of this is I'm using my ring finger to play the 4th fret of the D string. And I'm going to use my, as you can look at my fingering here, I'm using the pick to play down onto this. So at the same time I'm pulling up with my middle finger on that high E. So I'm just keeping that ring finger on the 4th fret of the D string the whole time, and then I'm just using my pinky and my pointer finger to do that 4-0-2 on the high E. Only other part that I incorporated in that, add a couple extra hits on that 4th fret of the D string and kind of fill in some of the gaps. Alright, so the second part of this song is going to be the verse. First chord, and I'm just using typical power chords here, or bar chords. So this would be an F sharp root, 2nd, 4-4 from top down. And I'm kind of muting the additional, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd string with kind of the meat of my pointer finger. You look at the strumming pattern, I'm palm muting the chords and trying to, and everything's going down and trying to get that chunky sound. So the second chord, after you go from the F sharp, is up to kind of an A major, but I play with some open notes. So my pointer finger is now on the 5th fret of the low E string, and then from top down it's 5, 7, 7. And now I'm using my middle finger and also putting that on the 6th fret of the 3rd string. And then I'm leaving the 1st and 2nd string open. So that's kind of the root of the chord, but I'm still using that chunky kind of feel on it. And then I kind of play the higher notes to kind of add some texture. Then we just go to an open E major. So same thing. So last new chord here in the verse is going to be a D, but I'm going to play it as if it's a power chord. I'm using my middle finger to mute the low E string. And then at the very end of the chord we go back to our E. So here's the full verse together. And then that just repeats again. So we've got the intro, we've gone into the verse, and now we get to the chorus. So that's the chorus. And now it's just, instead of doing the D on the power chord that we were just doing, it's just a normal standard D chord. And we go to our F minor, same thing we played in the verse. Now all we're doing different here is we're barring this chord. So the pointer finger is now pressing all the way across on the 2nd fret. Bar it. So that's the 2nd chord, so we've gone from the D. Kind of palm mute everything, and then just go to open E. Same thing that we talked about in the verse, just a standard E major. So now that's the first time through on the chorus. Now we're going to go the second time through. It starts the same. D. Goes to that same F sharp. And instead of going to the E, we move that same power chord finger structure up to what now is a C sharp minor. And then we go back to the start. Little guitar lick here. So I keep my pointer finger on the 1st fret of the 3rd string. Same one you would hold down for that E major. Then you take it off. I'm going to use my middle finger to hammer onto the 2nd fret of that same 3rd string and then let go. So that sounds like that. And then you use your pinky to go onto the 4th fret of the 4th string. And then I use my pointer finger to hit the 2nd fret of the 4th string. So that riff sounds. So really slowly, it's. And then the last time through that same progression, you go back to your D. Then you go to an A sustained 2, I believe. And then we end on the E. Put it all together, it sounds something like this. So we've gone from the intro to the verse to the chorus, and then we'll go back and play that same progression for the verse. And after the 2nd chorus, it actually goes back into our intro that we learned. So we've learned the 3 main parts of the song. The last part that's going to use a lot of the same chords is the bridge. So let's walk through that. So it starts out on that same D as the chorus. And now I'm kind of going back into that palm muting style rather than the more open strumming that we were doing before in the chorus. Now we go into that F sharp. And I'm kind of barring everything again with that pointer finger and just adding some of the higher notes in there for some texture, but really focusing on that chunky lower portion of the chord. An E major. Now we're going to play a B, which is a new chord we haven't learned yet. You're going to notice as I move up the fretboard to the next chords we're going to learn, I'm always keeping the 1st and 2nd frets open and just playing that same power chord with a root on the 5th string. So we went to the B, and then we quickly moved up 2 frets to what would be a C sharp. So I just moved up to that same D we played in the verse, and then I go up to the 9th fret, same thing exactly. Then 1 and 2 are open. So now we go down. It's the essentially playing an E but in a power chord. So you can actually play this low E and let it ring if you want. So the last thing is we just go. So really you can break this down to the intro, the verse, the chorus, and then this different bridge. So again, I just like to really thank you for watching. I really appreciate any of the feedback I get. Thank you very much and keep playing.